Hey everyone, so you have been asking this ever since the burger update came out, but the Halloween update is finally here. We are back to orange. Welcome to BLOXBURG. I cannot wait to show you what is added in the game. Now, before we continue, I do want to point out that we have a new image in the game section right here. It's a mansion with a very pretty lady and some pumpkins around it, and then the game logo has changed as well. And it looks like Tom turned into a ghost. I think it's really pretty and very fitting for Halloween. So definitely good job to the artist that made those. Now let's get into the game. There is a lot to cover this update. I think this is probably the biggest update that we've had ever. So this is gonna take a while. As you can see right here, these are all of the new items. There's a whole list of stuff that we need to go over. First of all, face painting kit for Halloween. Then we have a porcelain pumpkin jar. We have a fall welcome mat. A spooky spokes bike that has a broom and a bucket and it's super cute. Then we have a paper leaves garland. I will add a wall for that. And if you have seen the teasers, you've already seen quite a bit, but that's not everything. There's literally so much this update. We have a leaf blower. Then we also have a chainsaw. I know what you guys are going to use that for. We have pumpkin silhouettes. Animatronic giant spider. I will actually put that to the side for a little bit. We have an animatronic zombie. And this one, if you've seen the teasers, you have already seen these. We have a skeleton. And then we have a statue of me. No, it's not me, but I like to think it is. Anyways, moving on. We have a new Victorian chandelier, and definitely read the descriptions if you're going through the items. People put a lot of work into those, so it's fun, and sometimes they have a story in them. Then we have a bigger version of that chandelier. I think people will love that one. Before I forget, it is resizable, so if you want it a little smaller or a little longer, you can actually go ahead and do that. Same thing with this one over here. Then we have a whole Victorian set. I will actually move myself or my statue to the Victorian set. It's funny because I made a video like a few months ago saying like, oh no, you're not getting a statue of yourself, and then they add this to the game and I feel appreciated. Then we have a Victorian, let me add another wall. There is a lot of new items, you guys, like it's an insanely big update. We have these wall candles. I do think that players will use these a lot. They have been asked for so long. Then we have some Halloween pillows. I will actually try and put all of the stuff that will disappear in this corner. So you can always tell that by checking the description, and if it says this item is only for sale during Halloween, it will disappear after the Halloween update. So this is another section. So we have the leaf blowers, and then of course the chainsaw. Then we have a jack-o'-lantern pillow as well. I do like that we're getting like new pillows every update. It's a nice detail. Then we have this Victorian globe. I love that one a lot. I will add that to every single house that I make in the future. And of course the statue of me. We have a pumpkin pillow. This is temporary as well. Then we have a Victorian style desk. Now Victorian furniture might seem a little bit expensive. It's not that expensive in my opinion, but it's something that a lot of players requested. Then we have this covered furniture. A lot of people like to do spooky style builds. This is covered furniture that you can use for that. Now, of course, we wouldn't just add covered furniture. There's actually something beneath that, and that is a new Victorian couch. And then we have a single seater for that as well. And these items are all staying in the game. So this is a set that will stay in the game. I wonder if the statue will stay. Yes, the statue will also stay. Then we also have a Victorian dining chair without the armrests, and then one with armrests. And I think that furniture, they just nailed it. It's so good. Also, if I do sound tired, it is because I am. The developers stayed up very late trying to get this update out and ready. So if you can, go to Twitter and say thank you developers, or tag your favorite developers and thank them. They will definitely appreciate that. Now we have a washing sponge. That one will stay in the game as well, but I'll put it into the extra pile because I don't think it's fitting for Victorian furniture. We have a paintbrush. We also have a spray painter. There's a lot of new clutter items, laundry detergent, a vacuum. We finally have vacuums. Then I need another section. This is like 10 updates into one, you guys. This is an insanely big update. I keep saying it, but like even testing it, I kept finding things and I kept being impressed. So I cannot wait to see your reactions to the update. But we have new televisions, and I'll come back to those. We have a wall-mounted television, and this one is super nostalgic. We have a sound bar, and then we also have a wall-mounted sound bar, of course. Doesn't really fit with that TV though, but there's more to come. We have a fancy framed TV. We have a framed TV. Now I'm gonna put a decal into that with like Transform Plus. I hope that works. Then we have Studio Truss lighting. I kind of see that fitting with the TV, so I'll put it here. We have a microphone. And actually, my BLOXBURG news is going to be upgraded so much with all of these new items. Then we have hand trucks. Now, a fun thing about those, we have a hand truck without boxes and we have a hand truck with boxes. Now, if you take the one with boxes, you'll actually walk a little bit slower because those are heavier. And I think that's a fun little detail that the developers added. And I will show that when I leave build mode. Then we have more clutter items like an ink pen, which will be a nice desk filler, a pencil. Let me actually put that on the Victorian desk. There we go. We have a walkie-talkie. Then we have a bowl of kimchi. And of course, just a square glass bowl. We have chopsticks, a road barrier, a wet floor sign, perfect for role plays. And I do love that animation of the person falling. Then we have a spray bottle. I'm going to be here for a while. Hammer, power drill, wrench. We can finally decorate our garages. Paint roller, screwdriver, a flat mob, which I will put behind the Victorian wall, a hand saw. Then back to the TV, we have a professional camera, which is $4,000, which is actually kind of cheap for a camera like that. We have a credit card, so you can now use daddy's credit card to go shopping in fancy furniture. We have a cheese grater, which is perfect for grating cheese or carrot. Then we have a ceiling television. I tested it for so long and even I'm still overwhelmed, so I cannot wait to like read through the comments. We have an Optivision TV, a clipboard, a push broom. My garage is gonna look so much better with all of these new items. Then we have a wooden toolbox, and of course it wouldn't be BLOXBURG if we also didn't get an empty toolbox, which a lot of people will probably use in their living rooms to put like tiny books inside of it or something like that. We have a bag of money, so you can finally like walk around with a bag of money and be like ABC to donate. We have a trash bag, which has the picture of the coal. I will report that. But we have a trash bag that you can place around. We have a news anchor desk, and I will probably use that for BLOXBURG news, so new office might be coming up sooner or later. And then we have a professional DSLR camera. And then we need to go to build mode. God, this is like, I will add the old items as well, but this is all new items. We still haven't even covered the old items. So if this is your first Halloween ever, you will be surprised. Now this is really big. In my opinion, this is really big. We have trapdoors now, and they've been teased, but like honestly, this is kind of huge. I might have to add my basement later though. We have trapdoors, like look at them. You can now trap your friends in the basement and make actual basements outside of your house. I mean, trapping friends was definitely not the first thing I thought about. I mean, sure. But we have this Victorian fireplace, and then we have, wait, actually I'm put that with the Victorian stuff. And then we have another version of the fireplace, which is a tall Victorian fireplace. But back to the hatches, there's secret hatches as well, so we definitely need those. I'm gonna paint one of them in the grass color so that you can see it. Let's go out of build mode for a quick second. We have a lot more to cover. This is not all. These are the animatronics, so there's a graveyard, there's a zombie, and then there's the spider that will fall from the ceiling. And yes, it activates for people who aren't guests on your plot as well. So if you want to troll people, feel free to do it. You can also pick up all of these items, and as you can see, I can now click the bar at the bottom of my screen, and I have a backpack here. Now the backpack is situated right here. Now these are not all of the items, because as soon as you pick something up, the item will be added in it. And it will store there, it will be saved there. So if you later on say, hey, I want to use a chainsaw, so it says new item unlocked in your backpack. I want to use a chainsaw on my friends. You just go to their house and you, well, use the chainsaw on them. That, maybe not the best way to put it. But everything you pick up will be added to your inventory. So if you want to have something in there that you want to pick up later, you can go ahead and do that. You can use the vacuums, vacuum around a little bit. It's a nice little animation to it. And of course, if you want to have an item in your hotbar, you just drag it from your backpack into the slot that you want. If you press the number on your keyboard, you will equip that. and you can always change them out. So that is a very big thing, especially for role players. There's also emotes in here, and we do have a bunch new emotes. So we have sit crisscross, which will sit you crisscross on the ground. Backflip, we already had that one. One leg stand is you standing on one leg. Sit, we already had that one. Scare is a new one. That's the boo emoji that we used in the TikTok. You can now faint if you wish to do so. So if you go up to your crush, just do that. They will know immediately. You can use blow away. This is my favorite one though. This is the best one. And no, this is not a bug. This is meant to be like that. It's just kind of funny. Then we have scared, which is also a new one. Shy is also a new one, so you're kind of shy. Afraid. Scream in fear. That's a nice one as well. You have angry yelling. This will like point and be angry. You can throw a tantrum if you wish, so you can go wild. Or you can just be angry. You can just be like, eh. But if you want to throw a tantrum, who doesn't want to throw a tantrum sometimes? You can laugh. I think we already had that one. You can cry. You can slow clap. You can shrug confusedly. Can't wait for role players to say shrugs confusedly. You can applause. You can clap, you can sneeze. Why am I still dancing? Why did I sneeze while dancing? Actually, let me do that again. You can sneeze and then refuse. I don't want to. You can agree as well if you want to. You can say this way, but you can still point as well. And then if you go to the categories, you can actually see what is still locked. So I didn't pick up scissors yet, for example. These are still locked. Just by picking them up from your plot, they will be added to your backpack. Now, moving on. As I said, these cards, the one without the boxes will let you move faster. My character is so tiny. The one with boxes will be a little bit slower because it's heavy. Then the trapdoors. Cannot wait to actually trap my friends. And I should have added some type of stair in here. And then you have these trapdoors that also manually open, but these hidden ones go automatically. And I didn't put a basement here, which is not very smart of me, but the hidden ones will open automatically. So if you like have one and you paint it in the same type as your floor or the grass, people will fall through. So guess what I'm gonna have all the way around my house when people try to break in. Then moving on to the televisions, and we have a bunch new channels on the TVs. So we have the new news channel, and yes, that is my voice that you're hearing and Mary's voice on the television, which I think is kind of funny, not embarrassing at all. If we change the channels, we have a new Gordon Radish cooking show, and I actually made the background, I'm super proud of it, for this kitchen. We have this channel, and this one is probably my favorite. It's a knight on a horse, and she's like going through all of these scenes, and it's just amazing. You definitely have to watch that one. And then we also have a nature channel, and this is, I don't know her name. I was gonna like give her a name, but I don't want to give her a name yet, so I'm not ready to name her. And then before we move on, I'll actually show you. I might not place them all on my plot, but if you go into decorate and then special, you can actually see all of the items that are related to Halloween. Now, the items with an exclamation mark are new items. The items with a star are items that were already in the game from previous Halloween updates. So we already had a lot, and now there's only just more. Now, when it comes to your backpack, you can actually take it everywhere. So you can use it outside of your plot as well. Let's say you're carrying a teddy bear, you can use that outside of your plot as well, and you can place them anywhere on the map. So you can place your stuff, like if you want to roleplay that you lost your plushie and you need to find it back, it will be on the map. You can place it on the map if you wish to do so. Or like if you go to the mountain and you want to go like camping, you can now finally like bring some type of light, and then you can put it down, make it cozy, sit around the fire or the lamp in this case. And if you are reading the chat right now, I don't know if it will be on my screen, you'll actually see that there is a new event. Getting my car out. And I'll come back to my plot because we still haven't gone over the food. But you can now also, when you click yourself, press remove world objects. Those are the objects that you placed on the floor. You can go to emotes and there's gestures, emotion. So if you want to show an emotion like angry yelling, you just click emotions. And then you also have other, which is like the fainting and everything. So let me just faint. Oh, and I'm still doing the other emote. Anyways, moving on to the city. And in the city, we of course have like all of the stuff back from Halloween. So all of the buildings are decorated for Halloween, as you can see right here. So they did a lot of effort for that. And then of course we have plenty of pumpkins right here. So where you can buy kinds of foods, and you can also buy a pumpkin. Oh, and don't forget, if you buy a pumpkin that is uncarved, you can carve it yourself. And I think this is still one of my favorite mugs in the game. But anyways, moving on, we can see the golden plunger right here from BLOXBURGLAR. I will avoid his plot. I'm afraid, since we have the trapdoors now, that I'm gonna fall in. Now, moving on to the back of the world. Behind... I drove into a tree again. Of course I did, I always do that. Behind the campsite. We have plenty of pumpkins back, but not for a third year in a row. We're not having the maze again. There's a mansion right now, but what does the mansion hold? Because you can go to the front door of that mansion. Everything is blacked out. And you can actually open. We need to talk to Sabrina the witch at her snack stand. Maybe she knows more about this old house. So if you go to Sabrina in her snack stand, we should be able to find out something specific. But I will make a short separate video for that because I don't want to spoil people and tell them where it is if they do not want to know and just want to watch this update video. But we do have this entire plot with the new mansion over here. Alright, so I added my kitchen. Let's see what is new. Now there is some stuff from the previous years that I will just quickly go over. There's pumpkin cookies, ghost cookies, pumpkin muffins, Halloween cupcakes, spooky cake pops, tombstone brownies or tomb, Halloween cake. So these are the pumpkin muffins. I had them from last year, just wanted to put them here, but the new items, which I just made, we have kimchi grilled cheese sandwich, then pumpkin bread, pepperberry cheese. This sounds like a very strong cheese. We also have Asiago cheese. I don't quite know how to pronounce that, but cheese. I mean, it's cheese. Loaf of bread. Yeah, and I think that's it for the new food. So we have cheese, sandwiches, bread. But if this is your first Halloween, you will definitely find a lot. Oh, and this is not actually the end. We have some witches, fearsome frog juice with some gummy candy in it. Loving the mug. Let me put that down here. So anyways, we have like 15 updates in one. So we have news channel stuff, we have new TVs and TV channels, we have all of this clutter which you can access in your backpack and your hotbar at the bottom of your screen. We have a Victorian furniture set, we have animatronics, big chandeliers, and of course some new Halloween items, but we already had a lot from the previous years. And then there is a new event going on, which I will make a video and upload that after this one. But anyways, that is the Halloween update for this year. It's probably one of the biggest updates that we've ever had in the game. So I am super excited to read your reactions to it. I hope you like it as much as I do. And again, thank the developers for their work, please. They've been working a lot on this one. That is not made in one day, as a lot of people seem to think. But gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button and please subscribe.